Hi there. Here we have a quotation based on a worksheet, and what I'd like to do is that I would like to take key pieces of data from this quotation and write them line by line into this quotation history. That way, whenever I write new data onto the quotation, I could click a button or run a macro from a button, and I could just add the entry here and then write something new on the quotation sheet, and that way I would have a record of all the quotes that my business has been doing. So to do this, we need to think like a programmer, and what we want to do is we want to select the quote history sheet. We want to select this column A here, and we want to move down to the last cell that had some data in it, in this case A5, and we want our macro to then move down to the next free line. When it's done that, we want to go to the quote sheet and we want to find the data we want to copy. I want to copy that, that, and that. And we want to do this programmatically. So let's open our VBA editor and look at some tricks to make this a reality. First of all, I want to insert a new module here, and I'm going to call it public sub. It's got to be public, otherwise it won't appear in the list of macros. It will be private. Write quote, that's the name of the macro I want to create. Double brackets. Excel automatically adds the end sub for the subroutine. Now the first thing I wanted to do when I ran through this, trying to think like a programmer, was I wanted to select this sheet which is called quote history. And you may already know by now that to do that in VBA we go sheets, open brackets, and we type in the name of the sheet that we want Excel to activate. .select is the command. Sheets, quote history, select. What cells do we want once we're on that sheet? We want to go range. It's always a range in VBA, even if it's just a single cell, and in this case it's the top left cell, A1, .select, yes. It's coming up there in IntelliSense. Press tab just to complete the line. And then we want a clever bit of code to go down to the last cell that has data in. And this command here is exactly the same as pressing Control Shift and the down arrow on a row of data, a column of data in Excel. And it's this, selection dot end Excel down dot select. So take us down to the last bit of data. And then how do we move on to the blank cell? We use this command, active cell dot offset 1, 0 dot select. What does that do? Well, all of that code there takes us to this quote history sheet, selects cell A1, moves us down to the last cell with data in, and then active cell dot offset 1, 0 dot select moves us to there. Okay, so that's some useful code so far. Now, I then wanted to copy data from the quotation sheet into the quote history. And we need to do that one at a time. I want to copy this one, cell D4, and I want to put it into this cell here. Here's how we do it. We go sheets, quotation, because this is the sheet I want to copy from, .select. Range, I just told you it was B3 that I wanted, so I go range B3 .select. I'm sure you're getting the idea by now. And then selection .copy. That's the equivalent of pressing Control C. Then sheets. I want to go to the quote history. select, and then I want to paste it, and I want to do a paste special because I don't want to copy formulas or anything, just the value. So I go active cell dot paste special, so that's take the cell that I'm now in, do a paste special, and do a special one to paste values. And look, it's prompting me there. And then when I've done that, I want to move along to the right so that I can paste in the next value. So I want to put the cell B4 into there, and then I want to move that way. How do I do that? Very similar to the command to move downwards, but it's just reversed. Active cell dot offset 0, 1 this time, rather than 1, 0 dot select. Save that, and if I go here, just clear that there. I'll put the cursor over here, over there, just somewhere random. I go to the macro, it's called write quote. I run it, what happens? It's copied and moved that value along. So it copied and moved the value along, but that's blank. So check and double check should be the programmer's motto. What's happened? Aha. I've seen the mistake. It's cell D4. Run it again with the arrow. Let's check it. That's better. So we have the start here of a viable macro to copy all of these values across as paste specials. I'm going to take a break here, and I'm going to work on this, and I'll see you in a moment. Welcome back. I've just been doing a bit of work to my code. It was rather repetitious, which is why I paused the video. But by doing copy and paste, I added all of these lines to the code, and here, as you can see, I just made sure that I was selecting the data that I wanted from the quotation sheet. So I selected that, D4, D6, D7, B13, B14, and then over here to the extras, H22 and H24. And every time I select the macro and run it, it adds a new line to the quote history. That, of course, can be attached to a button. Let's try that. So go to the quote sheet here. We go to the design mode and insert a form control here. I'll add the right quote to it, and I just need to change this text. So right to quote history. Let's see, let's delete all of these and let's see if it works. Just click the button again. It's working absolutely beautifully. So in this video, I've shown you how to look at a problem like a programmer, go through it methodically, and then write the relevant VBA code into the editor, and also attach the resulting macro to a button push for the ultimate convenience for the user. We've also done a bit of troubleshooting, and thank you for watching.